Well, hello there, folks. How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing really good. I am so good. I am a cat and meow, 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 and all that good stuff. Anyway, I played a little bit from last time. We stopped, and I think I did this zone and this zone, this zone and this zone, I think. Basically, I unlocked a few more guys just so it would be a little bit easier when we actually get to the thing. I think the ones that are new are. Let's see here. One of the warp spiders is definitely new. The Wraith Horde is new, and the Fire Dragon Elder Council is new. Maybe both of the Wraith Lords are new. I can't remember. I know for sure I had these first three. I thought I maybe had one of those as well, but I played for a little while because I was just having fun, and I also thought, hey, is it that interesting to just go through campaign after campaign, or like just for just like these little plots of land that don't do very much. Although I probably should have done this one, shown this one, but all this one does basically is make it so that you get like 1,000 extra points when you stop or when you first attack a place, and which is nice. It's very useful. This and all basically do is build some generators and wait for them to get 1,800 energy. So not that crazy. But anyway, I figured I would talk a little bit. Okay, wait. What is his? What is his? Oh, see, he does have less than me, but he still has. So this might be a little bit of a harder thing, but we're gonna go in and attempt to get it. We're gonna go in and attempt to destroy these guys.
The Marines of the Blood Ravens chapter were well entrenched in their castellum in North Vandia when they finally faced an all-out attack. Utterly unwilling to surrender or retreat any further, the Blood Ravens prepared a mighty defense against the coming assault. Among those defending the keep were Space Marines drawn from the chapter's hallowed First Company. These were the hardened veterans of many crusades, each man ready and able to face down whole squads of enemy attackers. The Blood Ravens on the
I don't know if I believe that.
further bolstered by fresh troops arriving from the battle barge Litany of Fury in orbit around the planet. Only two factors made the Blood Ravens at all assailable in their stronghold. Most critically, the fortress was unable to receive reinforcements directly from orbit. Captain Thule thus had to establish a forward base to receive drop pods and landing craft. Although well defended, this base could be taken. Secondly, the Space Marines had established their base near ancient ruins, which the Ravens claimed held relics of great importance to the chapter. Unwilling to desecrate the space by fortifying it, Thule opened the door to an enemy claiming the area and thus dealing a powerful blow to the normally unbreakable Space Marine morale. The Battle of North Vandia would be one of the bloodiest of the entire war.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna repeat the. I already killed a bunch of your guys. You have maybe 1,000. Assuming probably have a scout company. Well, maybe you have a scout company. I don't know. I don't know with the Blood Ravens. So with all this stuff, I think we've already killed a bunch of you, so we're just gonna kill some more. I hope that's okay.
The enemy is at our doorstep and thinks he can push us off this world.
I'm sorry, my lady.
Gloating. He can taste his victory.
I'm a lady.
But what he fails to see.
Stop misgendering me.
Make this his last meal. The chief librarian has ordered the purge of this world to protect our chapter's secrets. Are we to retreat with our duty unfulfilled?
What secrets do you have?
Marks stain the banner of the Blood Ravens. I say that
It would not be the first black mark, I promise you, sweetie.
our enemies will regret the day they ever decided to face us in battle. Our battle barge orbits overhead and will rain the Emperor's holy fury upon our opponents. More of our brothers will come to join the fight. But as ever, our enemy outnumbers us. Each of you must be an army in your own right. Veterans of the First Company, the finest of the entire chapter, stand with us. Let their valor guide your fire into the enemy's heart. Remember that we are Blood Ravens, brothers. We have all sworn to protect fonts of hidden knowledge. Each one of us must fall before handing this word to the enemy. The Emperor is with us. The unknown Primarch is with us. They have come for our blood, but they will drown in their own.
Very scary. Okay, real quick. What the fuck kind of secrets do you have here that you brought your first company, all these dudes from other Crusades and all this other stuff? What in the fuck is in there? And better yet, how much you want to bet it's something stupid that we wouldn't even care about? We'd be like, oh, we're Eldar, we don't really care. We don't have the purest gene seed, or maybe we're chimeric gene seed. I have seen something implied that, like, actually the Blood Ravens have, like, a chimeric gene seed. Or, like, have, like, the Thousand Sons gene seed. Although Thousand Sons doesn't make that much sense, because they don't seem that psychic.
The Blood Ravens have never bowed before destiny or fate. And we won't start now. The Emperor calls, and we serve.
Seeing virtue in idiocy is the prerogative of the young. My music is...
Oh, that's a good line. Yeah, that extra 1,000 there is probably going to help out a bit with dealing with these guys. I have to admit that the Space Marines... So, you know, I cleared out some of the Imperial Guard stuff. Hey, go over there and help them. You too. You, if you're not attacking, go do that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because if you, when I was going through, it did seem to me that like the Imperial Guard were actually like a lot harder to, like I was having a much harder time with the Imperial Guards, like removing them than I was with the Space Marines. The Space Marines just kind of seem not that, like, not that they're not a threat. That would be silly to say, but I mean like not that much of a threat. In comparison, honestly, like the Imperial Guard, like really put up a fight and things. I will also say, this is one of the only fortresses I don't remember like hardly at all. Like I remember that there's stuff that's important. I think they do. I don't even really know if they do anything that like clever for like tricks or anything. See, I remember like the Necron Fortress. I remember all these other fortresses and things like that. I remember like all the enemies that were present in these places, all that crazy stuff. I don't remember like, I think at one point they start attacking with a bunch of whirlwinds, which gets really annoying because it will like disrupt your guys a bunch. So you gotta like we're just gonna do that. So you gotta like be careful and watch out for that stuff. Oh, did they kill them? They killed those guys. I have noticed if you remove their cloaking, they die real fast. But yeah, I don't know. The Space Marines have just okay. So I think what I've noticed the more, because you know, since I started this channel, I was always doing Warhammer content. I was always into Warhammer content, but now I'm getting. I'll sit there for longer and just do research for like videos or stuff like that. And you know, the thing that's happened to me that's kind of weird is I feel like the longer I've been doing stuff, specifically Space Marine stuff, and like reading the Horus Heresy is like a big one for this. I started to find that I dislike Space Marines more and more. Like the more times I read about them, the more I'm just like, you know who is actually way cooler is like the Eldar or the Tau or the Necrons, or heck, even like some of the elite guardsman units are really neat. So it's always kind of weird when it's like the Space Marines are so elite, and then like especially like in this edition of Warhammer, it's like the Space Marines aren't even like that elite anymore because we have, you know, access to like Grey Knights and you know, Knights, which just in terms of elite, there we're just talking about like numbers wise. They have all this different stuff going on. Capture the orbital relay. And all this different stuff. And I think I just kind of went more and more into realizing that I actually didn't like Space Marines that much. I do still like Space Marines overall. I don't think they're certainly not the worst, but like games like playing Rogue Trader has really made me kind of like want to back off on how much like Imperium content. This is the world. Is this the whirlwind part, or is this the? I really hate when they do a cutscene and I can't stop my guys from doing something stupid.
Reinforcements have arrived. To battle, Blood Ravens! For the Emperor!
Is this for the Emperor? This kind of seems like it's kind of just for your own little thing, honestly. Like, not even like trying to mess with you, really. Just like, I don't know, man. This just doesn't seem like it's really for what you're talking about. It kind of seems like you're, you know, maybe bullshitting us a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to imply that they're not loyal, although maybe. But yeah, no, the more I've been doing stuff like that, the more I've been like, okay, I want to take a break from like specifically Imperium stuff. Like, and I found that, you know, reading a lot of the books I've been reading, the Orc books are great. Trader Legion books are pretty good too. Like if you're talking about like the ones who either have already betrayed or, you know, well, not already betrayed, but people from like the Horus Heresy, but also like, you know, people from later on. I think like the Black Legion books, for instance, I've really grown to like them quite a lot. And it's been really cool to like check out these various different books, or like, you know, Fabius Bile is some of my favorite books. But when I try to read like content that is like actually like Imperium stuff, I find that it's a lot harder to do in a way that's actually interesting. A lot of times it kind of starts to feel like a lot of the different factions and stuff like that are not as interesting as just like once you go like the Imperium factions are not as interesting as when you just go into like the traitor stuff or the Xenons. Like I really like the Eldari, and the more I've been reading about like the Eldari, or like reading about like even the Drukhari to a certain extent, because I think the Drukhari, if nothing else, have the interesting kind of mad scientist stuff with the covens that I think is pretty neat. I think a lot of the other factions I think are way more neat than the Imperium, but the Imperium does make up the majority of guys. And you know, now with the Custodies and stuff like that, like, oh, I know Custodies are not Space Marines, I know that they are individually built, all this fun stuff, but if you what I'm talking about is like just like the aesthetic of big guy in armor. Only this one has a sillier helmet than the other ones. He has the banana power, and it's like I just don't think it's they're not particularly interesting either. And like, once again, it's like the whole thing of like, well, the Imperium is so bad, and I've been kind of like reluctant to go back and like record more Rogue Trader stuff, because, well, I'm finding that I really don't like the combat. I find that the combat just starts to feel really tedious to me, and starts to feel pretty tedious pretty quickly, which, you know, kind of sucks. But yeah, a lot of it has started to feel very tedious to me. Yeah. As I go through it, and I really am finding more and more that I'm kind of getting frustrated, because it starts to feel like, you know, every place you go where you save people, like, then there's a chaos cult. There's something messed up. It's like nobody can resist the lure of chaos for like 5 minutes, you know, and it really starts to kind of make you go like, well, what am I defending if you're just going to turn to chaos the literal second I turn my back? Like, if I turn my back, you're just going to turn to chaos. And it's like, okay, that's kind of lame. And it kind of makes it more and more like I don't really want to do anything with it, because it's just like I said, the combat isn't the greatest. I'm getting real tired of the Imperium. I'm getting real tired of, well, specifically with the Imperium, it's not just that the... Uh-oh. Back up, please. Yeah, just back up a little bit. And yeah, some of it is just like a lot less interesting to me as well, like the more time I've delved into it. Like, being a rogue trader is like every planet I go to, it's just like, man, this place sucks. And then it's like you try to improve it, and it's like, well, what have you fostered? Chaos. How am I fostering chaos? Well, you're going to foster chaos because you're going to be too light on them. It's like, okay, so then if I'm too light on them, okay, wait. So then, okay, let's go hard on them. What happens if we go hard on them? Oh, they're going to go to chaos anyway. So it's like, okay, everything feels pointless, and everybody's like talking about how everybody else is a monster and how everything else sucks and how everything's heresy, and it's just like, dude, I'm just so tired of that. It's just so lame. It's so lame to have like every single person you encounter basically just be a dickhead for no real reason, and then like have like the Inquisition be right. I hate the idea of the Inquisition being right. That just feels shitty. And it's like, at a certain point, it's like, well, no, wait a minute. Chaos is bad, obviously, but like, why does it almost seem like you get a better life in a lot of cases under fucking chaos? Like, if you're not rich, like, yeah, it seems like chaos actually gives you a better deal. It's like, I don't know. The more I've been dealing with like reading, and especially like reading modern Imperium books, I find that like the vast majority of them just kind of leave me going, I'd like it if you guys lost. And it's kind of weird to be playing a game and being like, oh yes, you have to save the dynasty, when I'm like, what's the point of saving this dynasty? Like, legitimately, what am I getting out of it? Oh, there's just more of the crap that we already had? Oh great, I'm very happy about that. That's just what I want. I want to build a new dynasty just of, oh, more shit. Cool, I love it when everything's just bad, and no matter what you do, it's just gonna stay bad. I love that. And I mean, I guess you can help it a little bit. I'm finding in like the later game, like close to, actually I don't know if I'm at the closer to the end of chapter 2 or where, I don't know. The game's fucking long, but like, yeah, I found that just doing that, and then also just spending like, you know, maybe a little too long in just in the game, because at one point I played it for like a 12-hour stretch, and then when I tried to come back to it several times after that, I could not play for anywhere near as long. Just something about it was starting to just irk me, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like. And then I was trying to get Jay Hadid. Is her last name Hadid? I want to say it's Hadid. I was trying to get her thing, you know, and trying to help her out and all this good stuff. I wonder if I can see the exact number of Marines I killed by the end. It would be actually funny if I killed more than a chapter. I don't think that's going to be the case, but still, it would be funny. I've already killed quite a few guys, but the longer I was looking into a lot of it too, the more I was just sort of like realizing that I was just kind of done with a lot of it, and I just didn't really want anything to, I didn't want anything to do with more Imperium stuff. That was just, I guess, the easiest way to phrase it, is just like, I was just kind of like wanting to get away from the Imperium stuff, wanting to do more Xenos stuff, wanting to do more, even just Chaos stuff, you know, because I've been having fun lately. I've been playing,
What needs to be done?
where the heck is she?
I sense
Oh, there she is.
they are closing in.
But just getting into this thing where I've been playing a lot of Chaos on the tabletop, and I've been enjoying it a lot more, because basically it's just Space Marines, but way more interesting, because you can do weird stuff with them, and they can have any motivation they want. They don't have to be like weirdo, like, no, we have to defend the Imperium. It's like, dude, what has the Imperium even done for you? Like, at a certain point, it really starts to feel like, has the Imperium even helped you? It kind of feels like not. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that you can't be a stupid meathead loyal guy who just loves being loyal, and then like you're like, oh man, loyalty above all, which, I mean, I understand why I guess that would appeal to some people, but to me,
The Emperor's wrath, brothers.
Is it going to be more explodies? Or are they going to come on from the other side and like... Oh, whirlwinds, baby. I'm going to blow up the whirlwinds. Oh, this might be a bigger challenge than I thought. Come on, guys. We gotta get in there. Blow everything up. Make them realize that they can't kill me, die. And I think that it just starts to... Because with other factions, it's like, oh, I feel like I could do something interesting. Like, you know, even if you're just like Alpha Legion, maybe you're not doing that much chaos stuff. If you start doing like more stuff with actually here, let's just kill all these scouts over here, their flamers, real quick, because that actually shouldn't take that long. Uh-oh. Man, they're just like I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose any of my... I think I might lose some of my rangers. The only reason that's kind of concerning is because I actually then have to pay for them again, which is a whole thing. So it's just been like so nice to like, and you know, like I'm revisiting some of the old trader books that I really liked. And are they just like Devastator squads, or what is this? It's like Space Marine squads where they only have like... Uh-oh. Gonna make sure we replenish. Here, kill this guy first. Man, they just have so much health. Are these like... But yeah, and so just like getting out and like, you know, I've been really enjoying just like playing like Chaos Space Marines versus regular Marines, man. Like, it to me just feels more fun. It just feels like a lot more fun. Partially just because like it's like all the fun marks and all the interesting little tactics you can do by like mixing them around. It's like, I think the only like loyalist Imperium army I've actually had fun with, like on the tabletop at least, was Imperial Guard, and that was largely because I was using Catgirl Guard. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody really died, so that's good. So, okay, so... What are they, just sitting there?
No enemy can stand before our blaze.
Here, I will build one of these and one of these to defend the base.
Danger has found us.
Uh-huh. Here, help out with that, and then... Oh, I should probably be paying more attention to these guys. It's also just like... Here, please die. Please just die. You're just kind of annoying. Here, let's just kill all these guys. And there you go. So, what is this? Here, go back. Make sure you stay more with the group. I know I sent you guys forward. I'm sorry, that's kind of my bad. Are they just... What are they doing?
We are under enemy fire.
Okay.
We are shaped by fate just as we shape it.
Yeah, now I have to
Path less traveled.
kind of reorder them a little bit.
We have mastered the art of destruction.
Waiting here is but a phase
My
of our
powers
existence.
are yours now.
Thank you for... Yeah, I also just kind of think that they had just more interesting stories. Like, I think the Fabius Vile stories are probably better than almost any Loyalist story I've read. But yeah, oh, that's right. Cat girls. I really enjoyed my cat girl guard. That was fun. They're just silly, but like it was on mostly playing on Tabletop Simulator, and the models, I think they were like higher poly than a lot of the other models, so they kept kind of ended up being a problem, which is a little bit unfortunate. Okay, here, let's just kill these chumps real quick, and okay, there you go. And now let's go kill the dreadnought. I do still kind of wonder what the hell they could even be defending that would be worth this many Marine lives, and like worth like calling in first company and all this other stuff. It just starts to feel very silly, where I'm just like, what on earth could they possibly be defending that would be even like remotely worth like all this? And it's like, unless you're literally defending that you're like a traitor chapter, or like you're coming from like traitor gene seed, because then people would, you know, hey, what are you doing? I told you to go attack that place. Just blow it up just because we're here. Okay, why are you guys not moving? What the fuck are you doing? What? Okay, like for a good second there, they were just like, yeah, we're just not gonna move. Sometimes the AI in this game is a little weird. Like, well, it'll just like sit there and not do anything at like the oddest moments. But you know, whatever, really, I guess. But yeah, and I've been finding that I just was really enjoying revisiting the what you call it?
The blood ravens will not fall to one such as you.
Are you sure about that? Haven't you already been kind of like falling a lot? Kind of looks like you've been losing a lot of dudes, my guy. I should probably just refocus this on the actual target, but it's like they just keep sending dudes, so like, okay, here, you're like almost there. Just go in here and destroy it, please and thank you. But it really is.
Cut off our reinforcements. Drive them back.
The Eldar are definitely also pretty cool. I wish there were more good Eldar novels. There aren't that many good Eldar novels. Oh, that was another big thing, is like I was playing Rogue Trader, and the way they wrote the Eldar lady, I was just like, no, she's just kind of dumb. Like I understand the Eldar are supposed to be arrogant and all this stuff, but there's a certain point where it's like, okay, no, you're just an idiot. You're talking to me like an idiot. You're talking to me like the way a moody teenager would talk, and it's like, it kind of ruins the fantasy of like cool like ancient aliens to just have you then be like, can you believe me? What the mankind? It's like, oh my god. And so I was getting to the point where I was getting like legitimately heated listening to this bitch. I was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're like, you needed my help. I came to help you. I am doing this out of the goodness of my heart, and now you're treating me like I am the monster here. Could we not do that? Could we not have, like... And that was another thing. At a certain point, I was just like, okay, why are these characters so bad? And, I mean... Look, I think I'm probably in the minority on that one, though. I think a lot of people, from what I've read, really like a lot of the characters. Although I can tell you that some of the stuff I know about that happens in the later story really makes me question the intelligence of a lot of them. That's not to say that they're all dumb, but they... Because you can have a character that's not necessarily dumb, but does dumb things, if that makes sense. You know, like, you can have characters that just, like, sort of do things that, like, are logically, like, inconsistent. Or, like, will go against, like, the character they've established, or will be, like, an odd moment where you're just kind of like, what on earth are we actually going for here in terms of,
We shall pass our sorrows to the enemy on this day.
like, why are you doing what you're doing? There's some characters that I haven't interacted with yet, and I'm hoping that they're going to be interesting at least. But we'll have to see when we actually get there. Are these also first company veterans, baby? Here, let me just kill your guys that have been like around for ages. Imagine they're like, oh man, we're so superior to Xenos, and then like, is there just like a? Yeah, he's just there by himself. Which, I mean, I guess that's fine, because he's probably distracting them from actually attacking, like, important things, I guess? Wait, okay, what are the other... Oh, the orbital relay is right there, okay. So here, let's go deal with the orbital relay, since it's right here, and I'm gonna have you join...
My vision will guide them.
There you go, that just makes it a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit easier to keep track of, like, who's going where and doing what. It's also good, though, because since that population went down, that means that it was not my, special boy. It was just my regular, guy that I built. Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I've really been enjoying the Eldari, and I'm just really glad that the Eldari are becoming a bigger and bigger thing in my life, honestly, as silly as that might sound. But it's like, I've been really enjoying, like, I've also been looking at their models, thinking, like, just like this, not that long ago, I cleared out most of my models because I wasn't actually playing in person, and I just wasn't doing very much with them, so I was like, I'm still going to take a break for a little bit, but I'm thinking if I do, at any point, decide to go back and, like, hey, I'm going to paint something, I think it might be Eldari, or it could be, well, probably Eldari. Eldari, or like some kind of proxy.
We must keep in touch with the litany of fury.
The runes have been cast.
Some kind of proxy for,
Victory is our fate.
for Chaos Space Marines, because I'm not really a super big fan of the way Chaos Space Marines are done by, like, their actual models. I'm not, like, a huge fan of. Some of their stuff is kind of neat, but a lot of it, I think, is just not necessarily my favorite. I really don't like the crazy trim thing a lot of them have going on, and I think they would look better without it. And it was kind of interesting. It reminds me of a post I saw, I think in a video where they were, like, making fun of, like, Warhammer, but it was like a video where, like somebody went, oh, gotta make sure I keep those ladies revived. Like, they just, like, went through and, like, talked about a bunch of posts on 4chan. Then it was, like, one of the posts was like, I always hear Space Marine players talking about how their new models are too...
For our enemies. If you insist.
are like too clean, and Chaos Space Marine players talking about how their models are too
My music is a pillar upon which whole worlds have been built.
are like too, like, kind of messy, and he's like, oh man, it sounds like you should switch armies. And then someone's like, actually I do both those things. It's just like, I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, I think I'm getting more and more into the it's just so hard, man. It's so hard to defend the Imperium. And then on top of that, I'm already like a kind of a contrarian. So like, everybody loves the Imperium.
The enemy is feeding coordinates to the battle barge. Prepare for incoming orbital fire.
Am I? I didn't plan on it because I have to select this thing in particular, and I'm not even gonna keep any units. Wait, where should I direct? Can I direct it onto things that I don't? Oh, yeah, see, that's lame. Just start bombarding their relics, and then the guys up top are like, oh, that's kind of weird, man. Why are they telling us that they want us to bombard the relic down there? Ah, you know, just follow orders, man. Because that's what Space Marines sound like. Okay, gotta be careful, because it looks like they're actually sending some guys. That could be a problem, maybe. Or maybe not that much of a problem. They don't actually look like they're doing that much. Yeah, let's build more Wraith stuff. But yeah, and so I think another thing I would say is that if I had to explain it,
We are shaped by fate just as we
I think I like the idea of Eldari more than I necessarily like the execution, because sometimes like especially in some of the books and stuff where it's like, oh man, they're just so arrogant. It's like, yeah, okay, but what do they actually have to be arrogant about? Like, aren't they like one of the biggest, they're like one of the biggest fuck ups in the history of the galaxy if you stop and think about it for like 2 seconds. Like they are the ones that you know, gave birth to that horrible goddess who is now like just so thirsty for their souls. I mean, literally called She Who Thirsts. That bitch thirsty. And it just kind of makes you go, well, I understand you're arrogant and all that, but maybe think about this for like 10 seconds. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, we're better than you because... or like one of the lines she's like, you just follow all your weak impulses. It's like, once again, your entire species, almost your entire species, murder fucked a god into existence that is now thirsting after your souls. I just really think it's very silly for you to be sitting there going like, oh yeah, we're better at that than you. It's like, it's just kind of like, I don't know, man, just seems real silly to me. I don't know if it's because I have all these upgraded units with me now, but it really feels like they're way less resistant to like my army at this point, which is kind of interesting. You're just gonna start sending them. Actually, why don't you stay here and get repaired, buddy, and help defend this post, and then don't worry, they're gonna meet up with those two fire prisms, so I think we're good to go, man. And I'd rather you survive this encounter, okay? Love you, heartsies. But yeah, I mean, okay, well here, let's just. Okay, now let's. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Now let's keep going. Thank you for telling me it's the best course of action. I also do like that Eldred just like kind of sitting there telling everybody like, you're all idiots, like at the in the Death Volume 2, where he's just like, you guys are all idiots because you were talking to me about how like, oh, the monkey will all just die out, and it's not really any of our concern. Now you're like looking at, now that after I've warned you and you ignored my warning, like, oh man, what do we do? And it's like, it's very kind of funny because like he's just sitting there like telling them all off, like, you're all idiots. We could have stopped this. We could have done anything, but you're just like, nah. I mean, it's also one of those things where, like, to be fair to the Eldar in that scenario, like, I would understand, like, so they help guide the Interrex, and I think it's implied by fans that they help guide the Tau, at the very least, which I don't really know if I buy that theory. I mean, yes, they have a mysterious origin, but you want to know the truth, is that it's never going to be explained, and if you did get an actual explanation, it would probably be very unsatisfying. Like, I think that's kind of the thing with a lot of like, I've been recently revisiting like Half-Life, and I think one of the other videos I'm gonna start working on is like a playthrough of Half-Life 1, like the regular Half-Life, and then maybe go through Black Mesa and stuff like that, and compare like some of the things they do differently. Okay, actually, wait, stop. Why? Okay, look, see that guy in the middle of you? Please shoot him. There you go. Now shoot this guy. Thank you. Oh man, if you were a fan of the Blood Ravens, this is actually I think they are the canon victors in, which of course they are. Of course they're the canon victors. Who else could it possibly be? It couldn't possibly be one of the more interesting factions. No, it has to be the Space Marines. Don't you understand? Space Marines are Space Marine. Space Marines. Oh, it's always Space Marines. They're clearly just the best. I'm supposed to direct fire once. But why don't I just direct it like outside of a place that I don't care about? Because I mean, I don't even know if it's really that effective in comp. It's kind of annoying, but it's not like... Actually, why do we even care about taking the chapel? I mean, I guess it's because maybe we can sit there and be like, huh, what are these guys defending so hard? Actually, it'd be really funny to then just have that as like bribe them wouldn't exactly be the right word, but blackmail them in the future. Because like, hey, we know your secrets. That'd be kind of funny. Now you're gonna blow that one up. Hey, where is this thing? Here it is, here. Why not? Here, I wonder if you can survive going all the way over there. Here, you go with her, why not?
Identify the enemy you wish to annihilate.
I mean, honestly, we seem like we're doing a pretty good job at annihilating the enemy. And we're gonna keep the Vipers around just to protect the place. Man, they're trying really hard to get that. They're failing really hard too, which is kind of funny. But that's another thing. I realized how much I actually just like the idea of the Necrons. I'm not necessarily like the biggest fan of like every bit of Necron lore, mind you, but I think they have a lot of really cool kind of stuff going on. Here, I want you two to go over there.
Alien witch! You despoil our chapel with your presence!
Your Emperor is an illusion, human. I can hardly blaspheme against something that isn't divine.
You dare!
Unless, of course, you pray to something else altogether from this ruined temple.
We will send you back to your craft world in a tomb!
I've known my death for 10 of your lifetimes, Captain. Don't think to scare me with it.
I do also find it funny that they're always talking about like, we know the future so well. It's like, you know, they always say that, but it always kind of seems like not really. It seems like they're not actually that great at predicting their... I think the other are way worse at predicting the future than like they say they are in lore. Because at a certain point, you'd have to kind of wonder, wait, why are certain things happening? Like, if you can just predict the future, shouldn't you be able to see this instead of just being like, oh yes, arrogantly we know that this is what's not gonna happen. Okay. I'm glad for you. I don't... Here, let's destroy this one just because it's the last phase of the monkey. The monkey. But yeah, no. I would really like it if we got more games where we could play as like Eldari. That would be really cool. Or at least like, I don't know, just something other than Space Marines. Not that I don't enjoy, not that I... When Space Marine 2 comes out, I'm definitely going to play it and definitely going to enjoy it. But like, I guess I'm just kind of like, especially being like so saturated in like Warhammer content lately, it's just been kind of like, okay, can we do something other than Space Marines? That would be nice. Or just something other than... Where the fuck are you going? Well, now the force is getting big enough and spread out enough. that I'm gonna have a hard time actually controlling all of them because there's just gonna be too many. Yeah, and this fire prism is gonna shoot these huge shots for like.
I obey in all things.
Okay, well, let's see who's still over here. Some dark.
Incoming enemy fire.
We are the dealers. What are you guys doing? Come on, just go over there and start fighting. Stop freaking out and running in circles and shit. It's like, ah, man. All of you also go over there. Blow up the monkey fortress.
Command me to build. Look.
We're gonna build a mine. I want to put a mine on top of their brother, like on his face. And they're like, we have to take.
The western gate. Hold fast, brothers.
There is wisdom in your words.
Okay, keep moving. Keep everybody, keep moving. Don't randomly stop. Don't randomly stop. Oh my lord. You're right, so if I was the Space Marines at this point, I would just assume I was screwed. Like I guess you have to kind of go into it being like, oh, we can't be screwed because we're the space. Space Marines. I guess. I mean, I guess at a certain point, what is a Space Marine really except for a dude in heavy armor with insane confidence? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I think we just need to get into here. There's totally gonna be a bunch of dudes there.
Enemy fire.
Fire prism at the ready.
There you guys go in there. Oh my gosh, stop that. Sometimes I like try to flick the mouse so I can get more people like under the control at once.
Tactical and assault squads, resume the attack.
How many dudes? I really hope that. I don't know if it'll tell me specifically how many I killed, but like, it would be really cool if they like told me. What the fuck are you? Why are you standing next to the dude with flamethrowers going, I don't understand, why are we dying? You guys are very silly. You guys are a bunch of silly billies.
Be driven back by one such as you.
Ancestors, take solace at least in facing defeat at the hands of your betters.
We are ready.
There is no ignominy in that.
We have yet to meet our betters. Certainly not on this forsaken world.
Victory is
All we
our
have seen
fate.
here are deluded tyrants, heretics, and alien scum.
You should have looked beyond your mirror then.
Well, the alien scum thing would be kind of funny. What if he just like has like body dysmorphia and he just constantly sees himself as like a Tau? He sees himself as the Tau that he fears. He fought once in the day. Oh my goodness! Could you... Please, everybody, go in there and start killing, for the love of not the Emperor. Let's just start worshiping Ma Kali as Eldar. Then I'd really love Ma. Well, I'd really love Ma. Yeah. Then I'd really love the Eldar. Truly, then you would be my buddies. Then I would just say, hey, 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 boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. What you got to say? Hollywood. Let's kill all these guys real quick, just since they're back here causing a fuss, causing a bit of a ruckus. Ah, man. monkey. Die. I feel like this is like the one with like the least amount of things you actually have to do. Yeah, I think that's why it's so forgettable, because it doesn't really feel that crazy. It doesn't feel like anything that weird is going on from like a versus a normal like assault, you know? I mean, they got like something that's like a little different, but mostly just like kind of the same. Oh man, look at that Space Marine just gets stomped. Oh, slice, 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 kick, kick, slice, slice, kick. Here, let's just do this real quick. And I'm pretty sure we did it. Do 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 do. Gonna blow you up and then you'll be dead. Okay. Yep. Oh, see, that's also maybe part of it, is that like the end goal is just the exact same as like a regular mission. Blow up their HQ.
We cannot fail.
Kind of looks like you're failing, my guy.
Seed must be preserved. Get Captain Fuel to the Thunder Honk. Understood. Join them, brother apothecary. We will cover your escape. And you? We cannot allow the enemy to claim our relics. This area must be cleansed with orbital fire. The chapter will honor you, brother. There is no honor to be had in defeat. But someone must deliver the targeting beacon. Orbital control. Lock onto this beacon and fire. Full power.
Why? I have your actual relics over there.
The Eldar assault to North Vandia broke the back of the Blood Raven's presence on Cronus. Not only did Taldir's forces kill many of the finest warriors in the chapter, but they claimed many of the relics the Blood Ravens were so anxious to hide. Although Chaplain Miklas sacrificed himself to destroy at least some of the chapter's dark secrets, others fell into Eldar hands. Taldir's warlock's treatment of the corpses of fallen Space Marines was even more galling to the surviving Blood Ravens. As if expecting them to be the source of some pestilence, the alien sorcerers incinerated every last Blood Raven body left in North Vandia. This made any planned operations to return to Cronus and recover the gene seed from the fallen battle brothers pointless.
Holy shit.
The chapter vowed revenge for the loss of its valuable gene stock.
Dude, I think you just decimated the chapter. I don't think you could recover from that. With the amount of dudes I killed? Well, I guess that's not like the lore, like Space Marines. Oh, it doesn't tell me exactly how many dudes I killed. Did I lose anybody? It doesn't look like it. Cool. So the two monkey are now dead, so that's good. I think we did a pretty good job there. I will say having those extra dudes really made it a lot easier. And I now have several positions from which I can just go into the Orc one, go into the Chaos one, go into the Necrons. So I think we'll do some sweeping up here later. Maybe we'll just like round it out and kill all the rest of the human factions and just kill the Chaos next time, because like they actually have like one of the coolest strongholds. They have all kinds of crazy stuff going on. That's really neat. And it doesn't feel anywhere near as lame as the Space Marine one. The Space Marine one is just kind of like eh. I mean, I think we have some cool characters there, but it's just not as memorable as a lot of the other stuff. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed me destroying the horrible Space Marines, because they deserve it. As you know, if you read my blog, which is 7,483 pages long, all about how Space Marines our silly billies. Anyway, I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope that you know that I love you and God loves you, and bye-bye, I love you, bye. Have a great time. Bye.